Ever feel like you're stuck on autopilot?
On autopilot.
Yeah, like you're hitting those milestones and checking things off your life,
Yeah, sure.
but you still feel kind of blah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's a piece missing for the living a good life puzzle.
Right, right.
Well, get ready to hit that turbo button
Oh.
because in this deep dive,
Okay.
we're unlocking the secrets to feeling truly charged. We're cracking open Brendon Burchard's book, The Charge.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it is jam-packed with juicy insights.
It's not just some motivational fluff piece.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, Burchard, he's coached some seriously high-achieving people.
Okay.
Like, he dives deep into the neuroscience and the
Oh.
psychology behind what lights our fire.
So this is no self-help cliches here.
Nope.
We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get to the good stuff. Burchard talks about these 10 core human drives, right?
He does. He divides them into two groups.
Okay.
5 baseline drives,
Okay.
which are like, your foundation.
Okay.
And 5 forward-focused drives. Those are like your rocket fuel.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So the baseline drives, those are all about just feeling stable and content.
Yeah.
Kind of like setting the stage for something more.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Burchard kicks things off with the need for control.
Okay, not in a control freak kind of way, right?
Right. It's not about like micromanaging every single thing.
Yeah.
It's more about feeling empowered
Okay.
to shape your experiences, to make choices.
Dude.
He actually shares this great story
Okay.
about a 90-year-old volunteer who felt incredibly in control, even at her age, because she was choosing how she spent her time and energy.
It's a good reminder that control is often about focusing on what we can influence,
Yes.
not stressing over what we can't.
Exactly.
What's next on this list of foundational needs?
Competence.
Competence.
Yes. That feeling of, I can do this,
Yeah.
which, as you can imagine, is super motivating.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When we feel capable, we're more likely to take on new challenges and enjoy the process.
100%. And on the flip side, when we lack competence,
Yeah.
we tend to procrastinate or, play it safe.
Right.
Burchard's big takeaway here is that we need to actively invest in building our competence.
That is so true, whether it's taking a class, practicing a skill, or just seeking out new information.
Yeah.
That investment can make a huge difference. All right, what's the next building block in our foundation for fulfillment?
Congruence.
Congruence.
Living in alignment with our values.
Okay.
Burchard has this really cool exercise
Okay.
where he asks people to describe their ideal self
Okay.
in just 6 words.
Oh,
It's harder than it sounds.
I bet. I'm already trying to come up with my 6 words.
Yeah, right.
It's incredibly powerful, though.
Oh, yeah.
I can see how getting clear on those core values can really help guide our decisions.
Absolutely.
And just keep us feeling grounded.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 2 more baseline drives,
A
right?
few more.
Lay them on me.
Caring and connection.
Oh?
These might seem like no-brainers,
Right?
but they're absolutely crucial for our well-being.
Yeah, I mean, we're wired for connection, right?
Yeah. Our brains literally light up when we experience genuine connection.
I believe it.
And caring isn't just about giving. It's also about allowing ourselves to receive care and support from others.
That can be surprisingly hard for some people.
It really can be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can. So building that strong support system, really nurturing those relationships,
Yes.
that's all part of this drive too.
Absolutely. And being intentional about the types of relationships that we cultivate.
Okay. Yeah.
Burchard actually tells this really moving story
Okay.
about a teenager named Shane
Okay.
who was struggling to find his tribe, he just felt like he didn't fit in anywhere.
Yeah.
And Burchard encouraged him to think about the qualities that he valued in friendships,
Yeah.
shared interests, a sense of adventure, open communication, things like that.
I can relate to that feeling of just not fitting in.
And so, armed with that clarity,
All right.
Shane was able to find people who got him, who celebrated his uniqueness,
Wow, I love it.
and who supported his growth.
So by being clear about what we value in our relationships,
Yes.
we can start to attract more of those connections into our lives.
Exactly.
I love that. So we've laid this really solid foundation with these baseline drives.
Yes, we have.
I'm ready to launch into those forward-focused drives.
Right.
What's going to get us fired up?
Get ready for liftoff.
Okay.
The first forward-focused drive is all about change.
Change. Okay.
Yeah, our brains are actually wired to crave novelty and growth.
So we're not really supposed to be creatures of habit then.
To a certain extent, yeah, routines can be grounding.
Right.
But Burchard talks about this concept of control for new.
Control for new. Okay.
It's about actively seeking out new experiences just to keep those mental gears turning, you know?
To feel truly alive.
To feel truly alive, yeah.
Oh, okay, so how do we actually do that? What does that look like in our day-to-day lives?
Well, it can be as simple as trying a new restaurant each week,
Okay.
picking up a new hobby, or even just like taking a different route to work.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like this massive life change, right? It's
Well,
more about those small intentional doses of novelty.
I like that. Shaking things up a bit, keeping things interesting.
Exactly.
Okay, the next forward-focused drive is challenge.
Yes.
And I feel like this is where some people might get a little hesitant
Yeah.
because, well, challenge can be challenging.
It can be. It can be.
Yeah, but Burchard seems to be saying that it's crucial for really feeling that charge.
He is, and there's a reason for it.
Okay.
Think about a time when you were totally absorbed in a challenging task.
Yeah.
Maybe a project at work or some kind of creative pursuit. You probably lost track of time.
Right.
You felt totally in the zone.
Yeah.
That's the power of challenge.
Okay, but not all challenges are created equal, or are they?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Some challenges, yeah, they just stress us out,
Cool.
while others leave us feeling energized, fulfilled.
Yeah.
So what's the secret sauce?
Right. How do we find those fulfilling challenges?
Well, Burchard breaks it down into 5 key characteristics.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
He says fulfilling challenges require singularity of focus.
Okay.
They pull you in and demand your full attention. They stretch you beyond your comfort zone, you know? They
Okay.
push you to grow.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way to actually track your progress
Okay.
so you can see how far you've come.
Right.
You have a very clear sense of completion when you've actually conquered the challenge.
Okay.
And finally, there's an opportunity to share your experience with others.
I see. So it's not just about pushing yourself for the sake of pushing yourself.
Right.
It's about finding challenges that really align with your values, your interests,
Yes.
things that allow you to see your progress.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm getting fired up just thinking about this.
Yeah.
What's next on this journey to feeling charged?
Creative expression.
Okay.
And before you say, but I'm not
I
creative.
was going to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Burchard emphasizes that this isn't just about, painting or writing poetry.
Okay.
It's about bringing your unique talents and perspectives to
Uh-huh.
everything that you do,
I like that.
whether you're a CEO or a stay-at-home parent.
So tapping into that inner artist, that spark of originality, no matter what you do.
Exactly. It's about bringing something new to the table,
Okay.
thinking outside the box,
Yeah.
finding those innovative solutions.
Which is more important than ever in today's world.
Now, more than ever.
All right. Let's talk about contribution.
Okay.
This one seems pretty self-explanatory to me. Making a difference in the world just feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's actually hardwired into our DNA.
Really?
We're social creatures.
Okay.
We thrive when we feel connected to something larger than ourselves.
I can see that.
But Burchard encourages us to be really intentional about our contributions,
Okay.
Find those causes that genuinely resonate with us.
So it's not just about checking the volunteering box off our to-do list.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
It's about finding that sweet spot
Mm-hmm.
between something you're passionate about
Uh-huh.
and something that the world needs,
Okay. Like that.
Maybe you're a fantastic baker and you decide to bake for a local homeless shelter.
Oh, that's great.
Or maybe you're really passionate about literacy.
Yeah.
So you volunteer to read to children at the library.
Okay.
It's about aligning your skills and passions with a cause that lights you up.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we've got change, challenge, creative expression, contribution. That brings us to our final forward-focused drive, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Consciousness.
Consciousness, yeah, this one can be a little harder to kind of pin down,
Right.
but it's about going beyond just like self-awareness, It's
Okay.
about cultivating a connection to something larger than yourself,
Okay.
tapping into that deeper sense of meaning and purpose.
I'm intrigued. How do we actually cultivate consciousness?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Right.
Well, Burchard talks about the power of presence,
Okay.
really showing up in each moment,
Okay.
quieting that mental chatter,
Yeah.
and listening to that inner voice, that intuition
Okay.
that often gets drowned out by all the noise of everyday life.
So it's about being more mindful, more present.
Exactly.
We're tuned in to those subtle cues and insights.
Yes, and it's interesting because all of these forward-focused drives, the change, the challenge,
Yeah.
the creative expression, the contribution, the consciousness,
Yeah.
they all kind of weave together.
They do. They feed off each
They
other.
do. It's like this incredible upward spiral of growth and fulfillment.
I love that. I love that imagery.
Yeah, and when you're living in alignment with these drives
Okay.
and you're taking action to cultivate them,
Yeah.
it creates this amazing ripple effect in all areas of your life.
This has been so eye-opening. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface
We have.
of each of these drives. But even just having this framework, this language to understand human motivation, it's so valuable.
It is. And what's so powerful about Burchard's approach is that he doesn't just present these drives as these like theoretical concepts.
Right.
He actually gives you practical tools
Yeah. Okay.
to actively cultivate them in your own life.
He gives us the tools.
Yeah.
He doesn't just tell us about the problem. I like that.
Exactly. He calls them activators. And it's
Yeah.
all about like, taking action,
Yeah.
experimenting, and finding what works best for you.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Not at all.
It's about becoming aware of these drives within ourselves
Yes.
and then intentionally finding ways to strengthen them.
100%. He encourages people to, set 30-day challenges,
Yeah.
to experiment with different activities,
Yeah.
be mindful of their thoughts and behaviors,
Okay.
connect with others in more meaningful ways.
I see.
It's a process. It's self-discovery.
So instead of thinking to ourselves, ugh, I need more challenge in my life, it's more about asking, what's a small, tiny way I can introduce a fulfilling challenge into my week?
Exactly. Maybe instead of passively scrolling through social media, you commit to learning a new skill online for 30 minutes each day.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. And that ticks the boxes of singularity of focus,
Yeah.
stretch, and even scoring as you track your progress.
Mhm.
Or, if you're craving more connection, Burchard talks about the power of simply asking deeper questions in your existing relationships.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's about working smarter, not necessarily harder,
I love that. Small tweaks, big impacts, right?
Yeah.
So for everyone listening, as you reflect on these 10 drives, what area feels like you could use a little boost right now? What small step can you take today to really tap into that drive and feel a bit more charged?
And remember what we talked about with congruence, that 6-word self-image exercise from Burchard. That's a great place to start if you're feeling a little lost.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It's surprisingly powerful to try to define your ideal self in just 6 words.
It is.
It really forces you to distill your values and your aspirations down to their essence,
It does.
which can then guide your actions, your choices.
Cool.
It's like having a compass, pointing you toward that more fulfilling life.
So much good stuff to unpack here today. It's clear we've only scratched the surface of Burchard's work in the chart. But hopefully, this deep dive has given you a solid framework to really understand these 10 human drives and how to begin cultivating them in your own life.
Absolutely. It's a journey, not a race.
Right.
Be patient with yourself, experiment, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Yes.
Unlocking your inner charge is an ongoing adventure.
And who knows? This could be the start of your journey to a more charged and fulfilling life.
I hope so.
That's it for this deep dive.
Yes.
Keep those conversations going. And until next time.